Hello Fantasy Managers, today we've got the Chips Guide and Strategies video coming into the first match day of the season for Euro Fantasy. Today we're going to take a look at the overview of the chips available in Euro Fantasy and the best strategies in terms of when to play these chips throughout the tournament. So just before we get into the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to show support for the channel and share this video with your friends if you guys are enjoying this type of content. With that being said, let's get into it. Planning ahead is vital to success in any fantasy game, and for Euro Fantasy Managers it is worthwhile penciling in when the two chips in terms of Wildcard and Limitless are best utilised. So first of all, just an overview of what the two chips are. The Wildcard allows you to make unlimited transfers for a specific match day without being deducted any points. Players you transfer in will remain in your squad after the match day is finished, but if you have already made transfers prior to a match day before activating your wildcard, those transfers will be cancelled, along with any points reductions. Obviously this chip can only be played once throughout the season, so it is important to use it wisely. Moving on to the Limitless chip, this gives you unlimited transfers for a specific match day, but there are two key differences to the wildcard. There are no budget restrictions when playing the Limitless chip, meaning you can bring in premium players at your will, allowing you to have any player in the game no matter what their price. But another key difference is that once the match day is over, your squad will revert to how it was before you activated the Limitless chip. And once again, any transfers and or points deductions that occur prior to activation on that match day will be cancelled. And same as the wildcard, this chip can only be played once per season, so it is important to make the most of it. So now moving on to the best Euro chip strategies coming into the tournament. In terms of when the wildcard can be used, Euro Fantasy Managers will have a choice of 5 match days in which they can use their wildcard. This chip cannot be used in match days 1 or before the round of 16, as unlimited transfers are already granted at these stages. As you can see in this graphic, you get unlimited transfers before match day 1, 2 transfers before match day 2, another 2 transfers before match day 3, then unlimited transfers coming to the start of the finals in the Euro Fantasy, then you get 3 transfers prior to quarterfinals, 5 transfers before the semis, and 5 more transfers before the final. Obviously, across the finals period, squads will become filled with remaining teams. As teams do get knocked out, you are allowed more transfers to bring in players from teams that are currently still in the tournament. So based on this graphic, many managers will be tempted to use their wildcard as early as match day 2, as there is certainly plenty of sense in this approach. Given that you only have 2 free transfers granted during each match day of the group stage, using this chip will give you the most value and flexibility and nullifies the temptation to take points hits early on. Also, every team will have been in action by this point, giving you a clearer idea of likely starting lineups and who the informed players are. Another good time to play the wildcard could be before match day 5, particularly if you're looking to rectify any mistakes that you made with your unlimited transfers during match day 4. Deploying the chip here allows you to freshen up your squad and target the teams you believe are most likely to make it through to the semi-finals and final, thus minimising the hits needed to take points in the final match days. So overall, the best times to target the wildcard chip will be between match day 2 and match day 3, as you are only allowed 2 transfers during this period, so you do get the most value for your wildcard chip. Another good time could be before the quarterfinals, as you did have unlimited transfers the week before, so it is a chance to rectify the squad for any mistakes that you did make, and it is good to set up the team for the final 2 game weeks of the season. Personally, I think the best strategy in terms of using your wildcard will be in match day 2 or 3, because you have the most value in those periods. Now moving on to the Limitless token strategies. For similar reasons, match day 2 also presents itself as a useful time to use the Limitless. With progress and elimination still to be decided at this stage of the competition, all teams will have something to play for, meaning that predicting their starting lineups will be a little easier, as every team should be playing their full strength squad. Also, on the contrary to this, match day 3 could end up being a prime candidate for the Limitless token, should events transpire that the fate of some teams with premium players are not yet certain. Personally, between the 2 match days of match day 2 and match day 3, match day 2 is looking like the more likely one that would be better to use the Limitless token, as in match day 3, if a team is looking likely to play in the finals, they may just rest their premium options and play a more rotated squad, which does make it harder to predict starting lineups and capitalise on the Limitless token. Of course, like the wildcard, there is no harm in saving the Limitless token until the knockout stage, which you would expect many premium priced assets to still be in the competition and be getting reliable starting minutes. Obviously, with the unlimited budget feature, this is more beneficial, as it is likely that premium players will be starting, allowing you to capitalise on the best possible starting lineup for your team. It also does allow you to select a big hitting captaincy option from each match day, ensuring you give yourself the best possible chance of a significant points return. Key tips to playing a successful wildcard or limitless token is to have a healthy balance of players that will be competing throughout the match day. It is important not to stack one match with a whole bunch of players, as it is unlikely for a multitude of players to get returns in a single game if they are playing in the same team or versing each other. Especially during the group stage, you also want to have a spread of players playing across various days, which does give you more flexibility in terms of captaincy and substitution changes. Especially during the group stage, you want to have a squad that does play across multiple days, so it is easier for you to be flexible with your captaincy and substitution picks. Analyze the fixtures and pick out some key options from each day, deciding ahead of time who your captain will be should you need to change it. Ultimately, chips are very important to optimize the performance of your squad, as it does allow you to have the most flexibility and capitalize on all the points. If you do pick up a couple of injuries or suspensions, or you've chosen players that don't appear to be starting for their respective nations, then it could be time for a shake-up and use those wildcard tokens. So just an overview of the chip strategies. The best time to use your wildcard and limitless tokens will be before matchday 2 and matchday 3, as you only have 2 transfers between this period. Another good time could be before the quarterfinals, as you only have 3 free transfers between this period as well. So it is key to target the match days in which you have the least amount of transfers to gain the most amount of value from your wildcard tokens. Also, if you are playing your limitless token, it is key to play in match days in which the best starting lineup is likely to be played by each team, as it is easy to target which premium options you want to have in your squad. Also, I would avoid playing the wildcard and limitless tokens before the semi-finals or the final, as you already have 5 transfers, so you aren't getting very good value from these tokens, and most teams will have the players that you have transferred into the squad anyway. So that's what we've got for today for the chips guide and strategies coming into matchday 1 of the Euro Fantasy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to show support for the channel. And once again, share this video with your friends if you guys are enjoying this type of content. And leave a comment what you guys' chip strategies are going to be coming into the Euro Fantasy. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.